Perfect.
All right.
Good morning.
Okay, sweet. Good morning. Sorry it took me a minute to figure that out.
No, I've got nothing going on. I'm a retired disabled vet. I got plenty of time. That's why I'm doing this podcast.
Doesn't matter. It's time wasted that I don't want to cause.
Right? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, my wife's not too happy about it, but hey, that's why she's not going to be my wife.
Yeah.
Well, first off, thank you for agreeing to do this. I'm really happy because I've been wanting to do one of your events. I was actually going to try and come out to the 2019 and was it Park City? Was it at or Salt Lake? Yeah.
It was Park City. Yeah.
But I had my flight instructor for helicopter. The scheduling for my check ride got messed up, so it was that weekend, and so I never made it out because I was actually going to Logan to finish my flight training at Utah State.
Okay.
But so I was going to get out there earlier. But anyway, so yeah, I haven't had a chance to come here in Texas to do one, and I've seen pictures, and I'm like, especially when
is that where you're out of? You're out of Texas?
Yeah, I'm not far from where you're going to be doing the one here, but I probably will be fingers crossed, be tending because I should be in Montana. I've seen.
Gotcha.
I've got a big mouth, and my personal life's kind of in shambles right now, so I'm trying not to broadcast everything over.
Right, you bet.
Fingers crossed, I'll be at the Big Sky event. I'm really
Big Sky's awesome. It's a fun event, and it's a cool mountain anyway. So, and a lot of people.
I love seeing the YouTube videos of all the events and people riding up on the chairs and everything. So, first off, everyone, I'm talking with Sean DeGrey. He's organizer and head of the Total Archery Challenge. And how did this all come about? Like, were you playing golf one day and said, you know what? We should do something.
No, not quite as cool as that. We there was an event that existed here in Utah called Bowcast at the Bird. It was an event created by Anthony Dixon and Sean Monson, but it never got the legs under it that they wanted, and so they told me they weren't going to do it anymore, and so I said, well, then. I'll buy it. I'll buy the assets, and we're going to rebrand it and change the recipe a little bit and see what we can do to make this thing work. Because I had done it. I've been doing events as my normal job, and I saw this had a lot of potential. It just needed a couple little changes.
So
and that was it.
How many have you had so far? When did you start?
We started. Our first one was in I can't remember, either 2012 or 2013 was our first event. We only did one that year. I want to say it was 2012. We did one event that year in Utah, and then we went to 4 events the following year. And then this year we had 10 scheduled. Of course, we just recently canceled Vermont until further notice. They're saying that they can't do events until August. So we'll see if we can.
And I want to get
Excuse me. Say that again.
Obviously, it's a COVID issue. As Vermont, is that why?
Oh yeah. Mm. Which so I mean, whatever. They get to decide how it works, but I don't understand it exactly because they've got guys on the mountain skiing, and they've got more people attending skiing than we do that would be shooting per day. But for some reason, whatever. I have no idea. So. We're looking at a couple other venues up in New England area that we visited one of them in the past, so we're just trying to narrow it down, see if we can do something there. But we'll see. This whole COVID thing is obviously tough for events right now, and unfortunately, we don't get to be the ones who decide what happens and what doesn't. We just kind of hang out and wait and fight where we can, and that's it.
And it's funny because the weather's going to be nice. It's not like when you're skiing and snowboarding and people are going to be inside when they're not skiing and snowboarding, congregating, where you could congregate outside, be spread apart.
Correct.
So
that's right. It's so frustrating.
I imagine, especially for people who are trying to do business and organize events, because people, we want to be able to do things and not have limited restrictions. But that's a whole other issue we could get into.
Right.
I was
I mean,
going to say, I'm originally from upstate New York, and I was going to say, why don't you look at the Catskills or like maybe Adirondacks, but then probably New York's even worse than Vermont as far as what they're.
I don't know. There's no, I don't understand it. It's frustrating. It's crushing a whole type of economy on the event and tourism side, and the things that it's not even across the board the way we see it. Like some things are allowed and some things aren't, but it's not the same. Just
right. Yeah. There's no standard. It's all like it varies. I understand each state government, but yeah, again. So as far as normally you probably have a pretty good turnout. Are participants limited this now? Do you have like a
so right now, no, we haven't had to limit them. Our event tends to lend to that spacing people out anyways, because not everybody shows up at the same time to start. You start at different times to get on the mountain, and then obviously on the mountain you're spread out throughout the whole thing. So no, we haven't had to limit them per se, but we do. I don't know what's going to happen this year. Last year they did require masks at every event. Some people are barking about that, but in the end, I mean, we don't decide that. If it is up to me, I don't care if you wear a mask or not, but it's up to the private property owner, the venue. They decide, and I got to respect it just so we can be there to let the arrows fly. So it's just part of it. I don't know what's required this year yet. That remains to be seen, and we'll cross that bridge, I guess, when we get there.
So how many events have you got proposed for this year?
Right now we have 9 scheduled because we canceled the one. We're still trying to find a solution, if possible, for New England. That would put us at 10, and we are looking at a couple other venues that we may add. We're kind of running short on time to launch those, but right now we're at 9.
Nice. And all you have is now does Dudley's Knock On, does he come to every event or just certain events? Because I see sometimes
just certain events right now. I believe we haven't finalized all that he's coming to, but it's looking like Texas for sure, and then Pennsylvania, possibly Michigan, and then Colorado is a potential, and then of course Montana and Utah, both events in Utah.
Oh, nice. So he'll be actually quite a few.
I think he's doing 5 or 6 events.
Okay. And then what is this? So I was looking on the website, and the Mountain Mile, and it's when you click on the website, it says it's down. So what is that exactly, the Mountain Mile?
So the Mountain Mile is a race that we would backpack race we were doing with Kafaru last year. That event's kind of come and gone over the years in different forms. Kafaru is doing something different this year that we haven't announced yet till we get all the details finalized. But it could come back with another sponsor we're working with right now to see if they want to do it. But it's basically just a backpack race that we do across the board.
Okay. But is there shooting involved or just a backpack
race? Nope, it's just a backpack race. Yep.
So it's almost like rocking it back in the military, just putting the pack on and.
Exactly. Put the pack on, first guy to cross the finish line wins.
So is there like a weight, like a set weight everyone has to carry?
Yes. I believe, I'd have to go back and look, but I believe the men was 30 or 35 pounds and women was 20 pounds.
Sweet. So that's really the only competition you have there, because everything else is fun. The event is meant to be fun.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, there's some novelty shots, things like that. But as far as straight up competition, that would be the only competition that we have.
Because I heard your podcast with Dudley also, and he was talking about some competitive shooters that weren't happy that wasn't competitions at the event. And Dudley said,
yes,
that's what it's not about. It's just about people gathering and making friends and having fun and losing arrows. And
Yep, you're exactly right. It's there are plenty of competitive shoots out there, and there are some guys that don't come to our shoot because it's not a competition, and that's fine. I mean, that's not what we're out there after. And we used to have a smoker round, which was a competition, but to be honest with you, we just didn't see the participation that warranted keeping it out there. And so we decided to go here. Let me shut this door. This dog keeps hucking boy everywhere. We got a puppy, and he's just making a bunch of noise.
I've got 3 dogs, one here, and 2 males, and 2 are Rottweilers, and then
nice.
So I have a male Rottweiler and a male Blue Lacy. He's called.
Yeah. Blue Lacy, that's a good blood dog.
And he's not afraid of a Rottweiler. These 2 go bad. I mean, so I would, in certain situations, because I'm in my studio's in the garage and in closed places. So
yeah.
And he makes this growl, and you know it's going to be on if you don't separate them. And my Rottweiler, the male, is huge. He's so friendly, but the little guy will attack him, and he's like, whoa, so he's got to defend himself. But most of the times when they fight, it's the little guy that actually starting it. But he is not afraid of a Rottweiler at all. He's a little beast. He's a good little dog.
Those Blue Lacy dogs.
You know, I found him on the side of the road. I was going to a flight lesson, and I passed him. I always take this back road, and I saw this dog on the side of the road I never saw. I've taken this road all the time, and he looked like he looked like someone in Auschwitz. He was so skinny.
Huh.
So I said, I couldn't pass if he was still on the way back, and he was laying down, and I pulled over, and he came up, walked to my truck, wagged his tail, and I threw him in the back and fed him and gave him a bath. And
that's awesome.
And I didn't know he was a Blue Lacy until my vet told me and then he told me the whole history on how they bred the Lacy family bred the Blue Lacy here in Texas. And and he's a really good dog too. He's really sweet. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So
ours is we have short hair. So
I saw that you see a bird dog. That's nice. You trained it for hunting?
Yeah. Well, I won't be, but a friend of mine is a trainer, a bird dog trainer, and we'll be sending her off here next month sometime. He'll have her for 3 or 4 months.
What for pheasant or?
Yeah, just upland game. Yeah, just birds in general. So
and you're a guide too, right? Is that you do guiding as well?
So I guided a lot back in the day. Now maybe 1 hunt a year. I didn't even go this year, and I'm not planning on guiding next year just because I'm planning on doing my own hunt. But I guided in Montana for years and also in Alaska.
Nice. Oh, Alaska, that's like a dream place.
Oh, it's a blast. And that's where I've never taken a moose for myself. I've tried a couple times. Of course, I was always number 2 to shoot. So you spend all your time on the first guy to get his, and then your turn. But I'm up first this year, so we're going to focus on that.
Nice. And so the first event this year is it right here in Texas?
Yeah, we're starting in Texas. The date changed. It was on the weekend of the 23rd of April, and now it is on the 16th, right?
16th, yeah, 16th. I believe I saw.
Yeah, 16th.
The Natural Bridge Caverns there isn't far from me at all. It's probably.
Have you been there?
I've never been. I've seen the signs. I've never been. But
oh man, I'm telling you what. So we've been going since 2013, I believe, maybe 2014. I don't remember. But I hit that cavern every time I'm there. It is off the charts. And they just redid their whole lighting system through the whole cavern, which has really brightened it up. I mean, it's incredible. I love that place. So on top of the shooting.
What's that?
On top of it has really good terrain for the shoot. It's a lot of fun.
That's what I was gonna. My next question was: do you at each event? So in the mountains, as opposed to like here on Pennsylvania course, are the courses set up to simulate conditions for the environment you're hunting? Like, because like in the East Coast, there's more trees.
So what we do is the shorter courses like the Loophole course, and then to some degree, we'll mix it up on the prime course a little bit and the Yeti course. But those courses, some of it's going to mimic more what you're used to. Well, I shouldn't say that, because if you're a tree stand hunter, then none of it really mimics it. But until we get into steep angles. But we try to do some of those closer shots in that, but really we cater to that more Western shoot, and we throw in a lot of long shots, even shots you typically wouldn't ever take in the field. A lot of it's just because it's fun and people really enjoy it.
Yeah, I see that, and you got that. You can win that. What kind of truck? I see there's a winter truck. What truck is it? Is a Ford?
Yeah, so this year we haven't really launched it yet, but we do have a truck. We just got it wrapped. We're waiting on a few more accessories, and then we're going to announce it. But it's a 2020. It's a 2020 or a 2021. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's a brand new truck. We just picked it up, and we're getting all the things dialed. Then we'll announce it. But it is going to be cool.
So is that gonna how does that's just one truck for how does it work?
So the way the truck shoot works is it goes across the whole tour, and we have a caribou target out at 111 yards. And if you shoot the 12 ring inside out, then you're in the hat to win the truck.
Nice. So it's a raffle. Like if you get put in the
yeah, sort of. Like last year, every year we do something a little bit different, but in the end, it typically requires us shooting and hitting a ticket.
Nice.
So everybody's ticket's laid out there, and we'll shoot it from some distance and try to go through. 2 years ago, we were shooting through the insert hole on 3 targets, and so just something fun. But whatever ticket it hits is who wins.
Nice. So what's that cost? That's obviously an extra cost to put.
Yeah, it's $15 a shot, and then if you buy multiple shots, then that price can go down. Well, you get some free shots in there or whatever, but $15 a shot.
And you could win probably about a $40,000 truck, if not more. So
it's definitely more. The truck itself's over 40, but then you get the accessories. Lightner Designs, they have a rack they put on it every year with their storage boxes, and we've used all sorts of racks across the years, and this Lightner rack is by far our favorite. So we've done it with them the last few years, because if you're going to put on a rack on your truck, that's the rack. Right? It's incredible. This year we've got some other sponsors, but typically you'll get some coolers from Yeti, and let's see, we'll see if Crispy's going to do their boots again this year, some Sitka gear, a tent this year. We're working with Free Spirit on that. Hopefully we get that finalized here. So it's a big package. It's $60,000 plus package.
Oh, so damn, the Yeti coolers alone are worth the freaking $15 ticket.
Right. Yeah. No. And then you get a bow with it. Typically a dozen arrows. Like, you're going to get everything that you need except maybe your socks and undies. So it's a pretty cool giveaway. We've got some other things we're doing to it this year, but we just have to wait and see if we can get it finalized in time. But it's a lot of fun.
Are any of the events going to be like that? When the one I was going to attend, the Mountain Fest, where Rocky Mountain, the calling championships and all that is going on.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen at Park City again this year. We'll be doing elk camp, so it'll be back at Park City, and then that's the only one for now. We are doing some cool things. We're working on some stuff for our after parties, provided they're allowed, to get back out there. And instead of doing some live music this year, we're working on doing some seminar stuff where somebody like a Corey Jacobson would show up and just kind of do some seminars on elk calling, or we have a bunch of different people we're working with to try to get lined up. So at each after party, try to give you a little something more to take home than just the live music, something that you might be able to learn from. I think guys will enjoy that more.
Oh yeah, Corey is like one of my elk calling gods, as far as like who I watch videos and learn. I learned how to chuckle. He's got the best YouTube video breaking down the chuckle. It is by far the best, and it's very, he just, everything step by step, and then all of a sudden I started chuckling. It's like, it took me 5 years, and I watched this video and I did it in 6 months.
That's awesome. No, he really is at the top of the food chain when it comes to elk calling and that. And so that's why we feel like that type of stuff will give you more value. And I think people are really going to enjoy it.
I think so too. Totally. I would definitely pay for that. And that, when's the Park City one going to be?
Park City is July 22nd through the 25th.
Okay. Because I'll hopefully be.
It's the week after Montana, the very next week.
Because that is something I would want to definitely attend. So, what is as far as fees go? Are all the same across the board for attending these events?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same price across the board. 1 day is 60, 2 days is 105, 3 days is 115, and then 4 days. We only have 2 events that are 4 days: Pennsylvania and Utah, and that's the Park City one in Utah, and it's 190.
And you'd go skiing for a weekend. 1 day costs you like $120. So
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
we've tried to. We have had to increase the price some because the venues have increased the price on us, and so we've absorbed some of that. But we're trying to keep it at this rate here, and I think we're in a good spot.
And I think you mentioned sir, but our masks will be required, or because it's
so I hope not, but we don't know.
Okay.
I mean that's going to vary from venue to venue based on whatever they're telling us to do. And although we don't like it and we have to police it a little bit, we have to respect the wishes of the venue because it's their property. So we fight it as hard as we can. And if it's still, that's the way it is, then that's the way it is. You don't have to wear them when you're on the mountain. They just want you wearing them where you're in big crowded areas down at home base and that. So, but we'll see. I mean, who knows?
So wait and see. And then as far as people, their best bet is to sign up early because it's going to sell out.
Yeah, certain events sell out quick. Utah, I imagine both of those are going to move pretty quick. Montana, Pennsylvania, Colorado, South Dakota, Michigan. I don't know. Yeah, get your best to get on quick and get it done quick because they do sell out fast. We are doing knock times again this year, and we'll, for the foreseeable future, keep it that way. And so you're going to want to get on fast.
Okay. And then people can say they have friends that say a guy has a girlfriend and she doesn't hunt, she can come along walk along with him.
Yes. Yeah. And that spectator pass never sells out. They're unlimited. But we do charge for that because there are some lift fees that we need to take care of, but yeah, they can come along. Yep.
All right. And I'll tell my nephew's in upstate. He works at a bow shop. So I'm going to tell him because I know he's been wanting to go to. Where's the one in Pennsylvania?
Seven Springs. It's just out south outside of Pittsburgh, about an hour south of Pittsburgh.
Okay, cool. I'll mention that one to him. So now I know you're at Instagram at Total Archery and then Challenge. Where else can people find you on
so Facebook's the same, Total Archery Challenge. Our website, of course, is totalarcherychallenge.com, and that's about it. If you need to send us an email or need some communications, our email is info@totalarcherychallenge.com.
Sweet. And yeah, this is a good event that everyone should attend, especially archers, because it's fun. You know, like I said, I watch YouTube videos and it's not competitive. Everyone there is having a good time and making new friends. So I'm hoping to make it to the Big Sky event because I've been really wanting to go one of these just to check myself out and see how well I do shooting. And that's
we'd love to have you out there. Big Sky's fun. They're all fun. They're all different, really, in their own regard, just because of terrain. But it is a good place to come. Even if you're alone and you don't have someone coming with you, there's a lot of guys that do that, and they just show up and meet new folks and become good friends. And that's what's so cool about this event is everybody's there to just have a good time, meet new people, the camaraderie of it. And that's why it allows you as someone, if you're traveling by yourself and no one can go with you, just come on out and meet new people.
Yeah. You know, social media is a great place to have your online friends, but meet some real people in real life. So, all right, cool. Yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome talking to you, Sean. And remember, totalarcherychallenge.com and then at Total Archery on Facebook and Instagram. And if you can make it off these events, it looks like it's going to be a good time. So thanks for coming on, Sean.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a great day, man.
All right. See you.